chosen ones, empaths, and all the genuine souls out there, it's a natural inclination for you to think that if you cut the narcissist off that was involved in your life, it would be better for you. It's a natural inclination that you go through after the relationship ended, and you feel like it's better for you to have cut them off, okay? Now, there's plenty of you that have cut the narcissist off, and all power to you and stuff like that. But to be honest with you, I think you can disagree if you like to, but I think the best way for a relationship with the narcissist to end is actually for the victim of narcissistic abuse to be discarded, okay? And there's plenty of reasons why I think this. First of all, you deal with the finality of the relationship. There's a lot of people who I've spoken to who have been discarded, and they go through the whole process of feeling like a reject, feeling like their life's been taken away from them. You go through this whole host of emotions when you're discarded, right? And the thing that I kind of hold to, and the reason why I say it's better to be discarded, is because when you do the cutting off with the narcissist, I know how I think as I try to be as authentic as I can and stuff like that, and truthful and transparent and stuff like this. I know how I feel, and I know I have a rough idea, and I believe that I know as you as empaths and chosen ones and authentic souls, genuine souls, I know how you will feel. I have a rough idea, okay? Obviously you know more, but I mean, I have a rough idea of how you will feel if you cut a narcissist off. And what I think is, when you do the cutting off with the narcissist, you will go through feeling regret, okay? You will go through at some point, and this is what I tell people in one-to-one sessions to watch out for, who have been the ones who have cut the narcissist off, is to watch out for regret, okay? Because you can feel guilty, like life is. I've seen it with some people as well. They feel remorseful, and this is how oftentimes. How can I put this? This is how oftentimes relationships kind of reinitiate again with narcissists, okay? Because off and on again and stuff like that. And thing is when you're discarded, what you go through as one being discarded is you go through the whole looking back in retrospect, thinking of times where maybe you'd packed your bags and walked away. You were walking away. This doesn't just have to be romantic relationships. It could be friendships, family members, colleagues, associates, anything, right? But there's been times when you'd had enough. You were at your limit, okay? And you walked away. And something brought you back, okay? And then you restarted again with the narcissist. And I think that this is the good nature in you. And this same good nature where someone who was discarded had potentially, throughout the relationship, tried to walk away, or anticipated walking away, or even walked away and came back, okay? This is the same emotion that takes place in those of you that have cut the narcissist off. So please stick around, because I want to kind of, how can I put this? I want to kind of make you conscious, those of you that have cut off the narcissist, about what possibly you may go through. Now, I know many of you may disagree with me in the comment section, and I also want to make those of you who have been discarded more comfortable with how this ended. Because those of you that have done the cutting off, I know plenty of you in the comment section are going to say, no, never let them back in, this, that, the other. But like, I think that you're going to disagree, but I think that being discarded, you have more power to let go. basically you go through a process when you're discarded. When you're discarded, it's taken out of your hands. The narcissist has walked away. You try maybe to reconcile, maybe you try, maybe you beg, like you do these things. Perhaps you don't. Perhaps you just accept it and it's over. But like, it's taken out of your hands. And a lot, I can't say all, but a lot of narcissists are very, very stubborn. It's part of their nature. And when they've been the one that walked away or discarded, when they're the one that discarded and walked away, they are very stubborn they feel like they don't want to put themselves in a vulnerable position and tell you the truth about, they don't tell the truth anyway, but they don't want to tell you the truth about what's going on in their life now. Like monkey branching to a new supply, the new supplies are dusty, life hasn't worked out, they've been cheated on by the new supply, they've been lied to by the new supply, whatever's going on with them and the new supplies and stuff. Or even if this is a friendship or a family member situation, like life's not working out the way they thought it would when they discarded you, right? They remain stubborn. Okay, a lot of them remain stubborn. I can't say all because I've heard of so many narcissists trying to beg and come back and stuff like that. But a lot of them remain stubborn, and this is why I think it gives you the power as the one who's been discarded to just look upon that situation and say, I know what's going through your mind, narcissist. I know what's going through your mind. You feel my absence. You feel a void. You are not content in the decision that you made. Okay? And this same thing that affects the narcissist in not being content with the decision that they made is something that affects those that done the cutting off with the narcissist, but in a slightly different way. You might not be content, not because you're a narcissist and you ran into an unfortunate incident or a dusty new person or something like that. It's not that. It's actually because of your emotions and you being a good person. I'm not saying any of you are perfect, but you're a good person, and you will feel guilt. Okay, you will feel guilt. Especially the narcissists that they fall apart. I made a video because a member on the membership channel reached out, and I've made videos on this channel about the narcissistic collapse, but he asked to make a video on the narcissistic collapse, so I made it on the membership channel. This is what narcissists can go through after the relationship ends with you. Whether you were discarded, whether they discarded you or you cut them off, they can go through a collapse, and they can end up in bad situations. Like they indulge in risky behavior. Their lives start falling apart. Okay, they lose their influence that they have over people. Their self-esteem is really affected, and they can go through these narcissistic collapse. Now, when you are the one that cut the narcissist off, all right, when you are the one that cut the narcissist off, it plucks at your heartstrings. Despite what's been done to you, despite the abuse that's been done to you, I know you as authentic, genuine souls. You will feel bad. I've seen in the comment section recently, someone, I can't remember their name. I do apologize. I can never remember the names of the commenters. I think it's because it's not names. It's like random things in the YouTube names and stuff. But there was someone that commented. I think it was a lady, and she said that the narcissist was dying, and this is what caused them to speak again. Okay, now this is an extreme circumstance, but that's something challenging to deal with. Okay, someone that you loved, someone that you cared about, being ill, potentially not got long left to live and stuff like that. Even though they're a narcissist, it's going to mess you up emotionally. Okay, they did say that they didn't gain anything from, I think they said this, they didn't gain anything from having the interaction with the narcissist, but sorry, I do apologize. But this is the same as like seeing, it's not the same, obviously, it's less, to a less extent, but seeing a narcissist's life fall apart, or seeing them go downhill, or seeing them start indulging in risky behavior like drug abuse or alcoholism, or like some of you have had children with the narcissist, so you still see them. Some of you have these in your family circle, so you still have some interaction with them and stuff like that. Some of these narcissists are still within your life somehow, because perhaps it's not in your means to just cut them out entirely. So you actually see what's going on. And even those of you that don't see what's going on, some of your minds will wander. Okay? You'll wonder. You'll think they're falling apart. Many narcissists will actually, I don't think you'll mind. He told me that. I'll say it. The member on the membership channel, the narcissist involved in his life actually tried to do a self-harm attempt, right? They began self-harming. They actually went through a suicide attempt and actually nearly died. Okay. And sorry, shout out to the member if they are watching this video. They did tell me that I can mention stuff in the videos, so that's why I mention it. Otherwise I keep stuff personal. I don't normally reveal what I discuss with people, but that's a hard situation to go through for him, right? And this is what I'm saying, these narcissists are capable of anything. Some of them do this type of behavior, and this is what I say, because he did cut the narcissist off. And the narcissist indulged in what's the word I just used? Substance abuse, alcohol. They indulged in alcohol, and then they tried to take their own life, and they did nearly die. And this is what I say takes that away. Like, I've heard of stories of narcissists when the empath, chosen one, or authentic soul, or genuine soul cuts the narcissist off, like, the narcissists don't let go, right? They do some crazy stuff. Like, I've heard of, it's not only just him, I've heard of other individuals that have cut the narcissist off, and the narcissist would do a suicide attempt and draw them back into the relationship, and do a suicide attempt and draw the narcissist. And like, look, please, I need to put this out as a disclaimer, right? If a narcissist does a suicide attempt, please don't hold, like, I'm not saying this is a joke, okay? I'm not saying they're joking. Suicide is suicide, whether it's someone, an authentic, genuine soul like yourself, or a narcissist, someone suffering from suicidal ideation and wanting to take their own life. I'm not, don't, because even though you hear me tell you that narcissists lie and stuff like that, like, narcissists are that, like, wanting to get their own way, they will go through with a suicide attempt, okay? And they may actually feel in their emotions, like, in such a bad place that suicide is the only answer. So what I do suggest that any of you do is, if you're dealing with a narcissist that's potentially going to commit suicide or something like that, they're self-harming or whatever they're doing, please just call the ambulance service or doctor or whatever you need, whatever's best in your country or whatever, right? State or city, whatever's the best, whatever the process is of what you do in where you live, okay? Because, and this is the sort of thing that you have to deal with when you cut the narcissist off. And this is why I say, like, when you're discarded, it eradicates all that. Okay, it eradicates all that. The narcissist is very stubborn. They monkey branch to these new suppliers. They badmouth you. They do all this, right? And it actually makes them more away from you. Okay, and even if you chase or you beg for the narcissist back, even if you chase or beg for the narcissist back after they discarded you, I think that's like, that's a whole process that you go through. Like, you'll think in your head like, oh, why did I do that? Or why did I even bother? Or like, you'll think all these things in your head, like, why did you even bring yourself to that point of trying to reconcile with them and stuff like that, especially if they ignore you or they're horrible to you or mean to you, right? But like, something that you can take from that, for those of you that have actually tried to repair the relationship, is that is the decent side of you. You may not have been aware, you may have known they're a narcissist, but you may not have been as aware of what narcissism is as you are now, okay? And it's the good nature in you that tried to repair the relationship, okay? But the same way that those of you that are discarded by the narcissist might try to repair the relationship, it's the same way those of you that do the cutting off will feel like you want to repair it. It's the same emotional thing that you possess as an empath and a chosen one, an authentic soul, genuine soul. It will feel like unfinished business, okay? Just as the one who's discarded will feel like there's unfinished business, there's words to be said, there's words to be exchanged. Those of you that do the cutting off will feel this. Yes, part of you will be like, I'm done, I'm not talking to them, I'm done with them, but it fades. That feeling fades. You will feel, if you cut a narcissist off, you will feel on top of the world for a moment in time. You'll feel like you made the right decision. The narcissist that was involved in your life could, like, on a flip side now, the narcissist that was involved in your life could try and beg for you back and ask you to talk, and they'll try and try it. But the thing is, you know what happens? You start to like that. As an empath, as an authentic soul, as a genuine soul, you start to enjoy them chasing after you. You do. If you're truthful and transparent and real enough to admit that, right? You do. You actually, I know maybe there's some I can't think of the word. There's some exceptions that maybe you didn't, okay? I'm not denying that. But many of you will have actually liked them trying to repair, like trying to get back with you, trying to make the bond again. Okay, trying to get back into your life. Many of you would have liked them doing that. Okay, and narcissists are very clever. What they will do is they will go quiet. So they may chase you if you've done a cutting off. They may chase you, they may try, and then they'll go quiet. And I think that many of you out there that have actually cut the narcissist off involved in your lives are in a place where I see it in the comment section sometimes. Will they hoover again? Will they try again? And some of you are still yearning for the narcissist to reach out. And you're the one that done the cutting off. If I'm right, put something in the comment section, because I'd like to know. Like, we're all here together collectively as empaths, authentic souls, genuine souls. I'd like to know if some of you that have done the cutting off with the narcissist actually want to hear from them again. And I think that is the case. I think that is the case. You actually want to hear from the narcissist again in some cases. I obviously there's some exceptions. Some of you have been through hell and, like, I'm not saying none of you have been through hell and back, but like some of you have been through so much that you're well and truly done, and I'm not denying that. But I believe there will be a selection of you that actually have cut the narcissist off and want to hear from them again. Okay? This could be anything. Like, many of you have incorporated the block on the narcissist, right? You've blocked the narcissist, and it's a good thing to do. block them, change your number, whatever, right? I actually think changing your number is a more better move than blocking. Okay, but I'll get into that. Like, actually, I'll just say it now. The reason why I say changing your number is better than blocking is because it takes away that whole taking the block off, putting the block on, things like that. Okay, and this is what I'm saying. Like, what happens? The reason why I say many people disagree with me on this, and sometimes you actually have to block, like for your own safety and everything like that. You have to block them. Like there's no ways around it. But sometimes when people block, they block the narcissist on everything, and they find themselves. Narcissists will even reach out at fake profiles and stuff like that, but they find themselves wanting contact with the narcissist. Whereas on the total opposite end now, the one that was discarded, the one that perhaps begged, perhaps chased, the one that was discarded, perhaps begged, perhaps chased, perhaps tried to arrange a date to sit down and talk with the narcissist, and it didn't work out. Maybe they don't even block, but they come to an acceptance that the relationship is over. They deal with the finality of the situation. Yes, they're hurting. Yes, they go through grief. Initially they go through grief, but it goes away. It goes away. Each day they get stronger when you're discarded. And I'm not saying those of you that have done the cutting off aren't getting stronger. I'm just saying that you have a power this way when you're discarded. You have a certain power, like, because I should have said this earlier, but like, you've tried your best, okay? You tried to make it work, and I'm not saying those of you that cut narcissists off didn't try your best. I'm just saying you actually like humbled yourself, tried to like make the narcissist, or try and attempt to get the narcissist to talk things through like decently. Maybe you wasn't even trying to get back together. You just wanted to talk things through. Like, you're in that place where you've done everything. Also, something that I haven't mentioned as well is many empaths, chosen ones, and genuine souls that have been discarded have seen the full unmasking of the narcissist. And I think that because they've already been through the process, the ones that have discarded, hear me out here. Look, many of you are going to disagree on this video. It's quite controversial, this video. They've actually seen the unmasking because they've seen unmasking throughout the relationship, the ones that were discarded. And they've been at places in their point. They've been at places in the relationship during the duration of the relationship where they were going to walk away, where they'd had enough, where many of you who have cut the narcissist off are. They've actually been in that place with the narcissist involved in their life where they were going to walk away and the narcissist done something or whatever, and then they got back together, or they started to be friends again or family again or whatever, right? Or romantic partners again. This is what they've gone through. They've gone through that experience of actually seeing the unmasking throughout the relationship. And what tends to happen at the ending of that encounter with the narcissist and the empath, genuine soul, chosen one, is the narcissist does the full unmasking. They become a completely different person. Remember, like I say, narcissists don't want to unmask, but they can't maintain that. Like I've been saying in recent videos, they can't maintain that effort to impersonate this persona long term, and the evil that lurks within them, and it comes out, right? And it's still a persona, like I've been saying. It's still a fake. It's still not the real them. Even the nasty side, it's still got layers to it. That's not them, but it's an extension of their inner dark world that comes out in the nasty way. And the narcissist discards the empath, chosen one, or genuine soul, and then the empath and chosen one and genuine soul is in such a place of hurt. And this is the flip thing. They go from such a place to hurt to actually becoming empowered. Whereas those of you that cut the narcissist off go from a place of empowerment when you cut the narcissist off to go through dumper's remorse, fade and effects bias. Look into these terms. It could be something that you're going through for those of you that have cut the narcissist off. Dumper's remorse, fade and effects bias. Fade and effects bias is, dumper's remorse is self-explanatory. Remorse for being the dumper. Fade and effects bias is something where you, within a few weeks or several weeks, you will start to forget the bad things that were in the narcissist, and you'll start to remember the fond things that you're fond of. It's something that naturally occurs in psychology, okay? But I know I'm chopping and changing here, but I hope you're with me. Like, I'm trying to talk to both sections of people, but like, those that were discarded, they're in a place where they try to make it work, and like, many of them that have tried to make it work, many of you that have tried to make it work, like, you do your all to try and make it work. Like, you do your all in a myriad of ways. Like, some of you have tried to make it work with the narcissists, and they don't accept it. They don't accept making it work, and you reach a point where it's like you've had enough, and the narcissist basically ruins their chances of coming back. Okay, they ruin their chance of coming back, like, because, and they regret not taking the empath up on that opportunity when the empath was in a place of hurt and was trying to reconcile, and they don't they regret not taking them up on their offering. Okay, that's what often occurs. I just don't want any of you that have done the cutting off. Look, many of you are going to say in the comments, Zion, you're wrong. I cut the narcissist off and I'm content, and I get that many of you are going to say that, right? It's just a warning. I don't want any of you to, like, I want you to notice if these feelings that come in, like wishing to hear from them again. Look, people that are discarded can wish to hear from the narcissist again, but through the process of time and learning how to deal with being discarded, they get to that place where they don't want to hear from the narcissist again. And they have the final discard, and they door slam bowl mode it shut. But I've spoken to many individuals, and I've seen things, even things that they haven't necessarily said. Okay, like they've said, and then I've picked up on it. Like, many individuals I've spoken to in sessions, and I see in the comment section as well, they actually desire for the narcissist to reach out. And I think that's something that needs to be assessed. Okay? If you've cut the narcissist off, why do you want to hear from them again? Right? What is it? Even if you're going to reject them again, what is it in you that wants to hear from them? It's something you've got to ask yourself. Okay? Look, I understand the one who's discarded that wants to hear from them again. They want closure, they want this, they want that. But when you're the one that cut the narcissist off, obviously for reasons you cut them off. It's not like you didn't do it for no reason. You cut them off for valid reasons. But what is it within you, if this does occur, that desires them to say something to you again? Okay? So you need to really assess that and try and understand what it is that occurs. Now, I will say something before I draw the video to a close. Narcissists that do the discarding, okay, they desire for the one they discarded to reach out to them, to chase after them. They desire that. And the empath, the chosen one, the genuine soul will do this initially. will chase, will try and plead, maybe beg in some cases, and the narcissist will reject them. But then when the empath who's discarded starts getting stronger, starts healing, starts accepting relationships over, door slams, bolts, and walls shut, the narcissist that done the discarding will start doing indirect hoovers, some weird stuff, start doing all this weird stuff to the one they discarded. Even reaching out to them like directly, or even trying to get back in their lives or something like that. And I've heard of this happening after years, right? The narcissist that done the discarding, and this is the thing that proves it. If a narcissist that's so stubborn, okay, if a narcissist that's so stubborn, got such an inner dark world, can put themselves in a place of vulnerability, it shows what's going on inside their minds, okay, of trying to reach out to the one they discarded, the one they didn't want. Okay, yes, they've been faced with dusty new supplies and life's not working out for them and stuff like that, but for them to bring themselves to actually reach out to someone who they discarded, right, shows something. And that's why I say something exists in the minds of you that have done the cutting off with the narcissist that has to be carefully addressed. If it exists, carefully assess it and eradicate it. Get rid of it. Okay? You've made the right decision in cutting them off. Okay? Just like someone who's discarded, who doesn't accept the relationship's over. Okay? Doesn't accept it's over. Keeps trying and keeps trying and keeps trying, right? And doesn't accept the relationship is done. Okay, it's the same thing in a slightly different way as those of you that have done the cutting off, having these temperaments. Temperaments, is that even the right word? I don't know. Like having these feelings of wanting the narcissist to reach out, wanting them to contact you in some way, or these types of things. It's similar. It's similar, right? It's very, very similar. See? The one that can't accept it's over, and what is it that you're clinging to for those of you that have cut it off? So I just want you to accept, I could be completely wrong, right? And I'm willing to accept when I'm wrong. But I think I'm onto something. Okay? And I'm not trying to please. I hope that some of you are still here and I haven't insulted you in any way or anything like that. I'm trying to be as real and as honest as I can. Okay? And it's the way that we have to be of ourselves too, right? You get to a place when you're discarded that you don't want to hear from them. You don't want nothing to do with them. But I see in the comment section and people I've spoken to, those of that have done the cutting off, I've seen something in, not all, but some, where they desire for contact with the narcissist. And that's going to keep you stuck. That's going to keep you stuck. And that's going to prevent your healing. For those of you that have cut the narcissist off, that's going to prevent your healing. Same way those that are discarded, it's going to prevent your healing if you can't accept the relationship is over and you still desire for change or stuff like this. That's another thing I will say. Sorry, I said I was going to draw it to a close, but if any one of you, even if you were discarded or you've done the cutting off with the narcissist involved in your life, if any one of you are hoping for change, check out the spiritual channel. I go into that more deeper. I released a video just before this video is going to be released about change and holding on for change, and I break it down a bit more. But if you want to check that out, the link will be in the description box. But for the other channel, holding on for change, I think, how did I start that? Yeah, obviously God's all powerful, the universe is all powerful, there can be change, people can change, stuff like this, right? But I don't think that the narcissist that was involved in your lives has the sincerity to want to change. So if any of you, if you've cut the narcissist off and you're hoping for them to change or amend their ways, or you've been discarded and you're hoping for them to change your ways, that's another thing that can keep you bound and prevent, it can prevent, how can I put it? it can prevent you letting go. It can prevent you letting go. Okay? It can prevent you letting go if you're holding on for change. And obviously God and the universe is all powerful and it could change the narcissist and stuff like that, but I just don't think they have the sincerity, the decency inside them to change, right? And yeah, check out, there is something I will address before, just in case you don't check out the other video. I've heard of narcissists that have actually gone to therapy. They've learned how to be more empathetic. They've learned how to be more decent and stuff like this, right? And apparently on given bad days, such as just waking up on the wrong side of the bed or getting stuck in traffic on the way to work, they resort back to their old habits, and it's called the rubber band effect. So you imagine a rubber band stretching out and then retracting. It's the same thing that happens with narcissists that have actually sincerely to a narcissist extent, but they've actually took it upon themselves to go to therapy and actually try to change, right? They actually resort back to their own ways, like they're ingrained to be this way. So that's why I would say to you, any of you, don't hold on for change either. These things keep you stuck. But I have been all over the place in this video. I do apologize. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for listening to the video. I do apologize for being all over the place. I was just trying to speak collectively to the group of you that have cut the narcissist off, and also those of you that have been discarded. And I hope this video brings you some help. I hope that some of you that have been discarded, please, I'm not taking any light or strength that it took to do the cutting off. My hat goes off to you. For those of you that done the cutting off, my hat goes off to you. The only reason why I've made this video is because I know that you're decent people. All of you are decent people. You're not perfect, but you've got good hearts. And I think that when you've done the cutting off with the narcissist, your heart gets the better of you. Okay, your heart gets the better of you, and you might feel guilty. You might feel remorseful towards this narcissist despite the abuse you've been through. And that's why I say it's easier to, and the best way for a relationship to end with a narcissist is to be discarded. Okay, that's not to say, God, I've been going on for ages here, probably many of you are tuned out, but like, that's not to say like, I'm not telling you to just stick around with a narcissist until they discard you. Like, I'm not telling you that. Why didn't I say that earlier? Like, I'm not telling you to just stick around with a narcissist till they discard you, because that's the best way. Like, that wasn't the point of the video. I'm just addressing something that I think occurs, okay? So please, none of you stick around with narcissists involved in your life just because I've said it's better to be discarded. I'm just saying, like, dealing with what you're faced with, like being discarded, you deal with the finality. I'm just very conscious that some of you have tendencies within you that you want to hear from the narcissist again, that have done the cutting off, that want to hear from them, or want to them to chase you, or them to message you, or them to contact you, and this stuff. And sometimes those of you that have done the cutting off are in no contact. This video is taking too long. Sorry, I do apologize. But some of you are in no contact that have done the cutting off. Same like those of you that have been discarded are in no contact. But like, some of you that are in no contact that have done the cutting off struggle more with no contact, because it was your own doing, and it's the good nature in you. Basically, this video is touching on, to sum it up, in basically it's touching on the good nature of you. I think it's more difficult for an authentic, genuine soul to cut a narcissist off and not have remorse or not have regret, and it's easier for to see the thing through, like many ones of you that have discarded have seen it through, and you just accept the finality of it. So what you can learn from each other. Those of you that have done the cutting off, okay, accept the finality of it. Learn from what the one who's been discarded has to go through. Remember, the natural inclination, how I started this video, the natural inclination is to think, yes, it's better to be the one who cut them off. It's better to be the one who does the dumping. It's better to be the one who does the dumping and stuff like this, right? That's how it exists in this society, even in non-narcissistic relationships. Oh, the dumpee is looked like a reject, and the dumper is glorified, and this and that, and this and that, and this and that. You see what I'm saying? So don't embrace any of those qualities of thinking it like
it's better to be the dumper and stuff like this. Okay. Like, it's beyond, like, this is why I say door slam, bolt and weld it shut. Be sincere. Those of you that are discarded, door slam, bolt, weld it shut. When that narcissist returns, never let them back in. And those of you that have cut the narcissist off, door slam, bolt and weld it shut and be sincere about it. Right? That's what door slam, bolt and weld it shut's all about. You door slam it. Like, and you all reach that point. When it happens, you'll know. You'll be like, oh God, this is different. Oh, this is different. Like, there's nothing they can do. There's absolutely nothing they can do to get back into your life. So that's what you want to aim for. Door slam, bolt, weld it shut. Both of you. Those that were discarded, those that cut the narcissist off, that was involved in their life. Aim for that. So anyway, I have gone on for a long time. I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.